What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Final Round podcast. My name is Jake. Quick little boxing news video before I get to this fucking debacle. Um, just watched. Jesus Christ. What now? I just watched Francisco Daniel Veron, good Argentinian fighter at 154, just beat Roman Villa. Shot the Pro Box TV. It was pretty good. It wasn't the greatest card, but it was pretty decent. Um, Tenzin Batar, Munderbat beat Abraham Montoya. Um, Man, the fact that Jojo Diaz barely beat this guy, I gotta be honest, is fucking true. I love Jojo Diaz, but man, he's fallen off a cliff. He just lost to Prograis in August. He did, yeah. Was that damn it? Didn't they already fight once before? Uh, mm, yeah. Well, I'm glad that Prograis got back in there, but damn, fucking sucks. Shit. God, Jojo Diaz, he could have been something that's really special, but whatever. Yeah, so Francisco Daniel Veron getting a good win over Villa. Enderbadat, whatever his name is, beating Abraham Montoya. Okay, so yeah, it was a good performance. By Verone, he did well. He knocked down Villa in the ninth. I was watching; it was a pretty good fight. Um, Villa just couldn't get close. He just jabbed him, boxed beautifully, so good win. And let's get to the real. So quick for things. Obviously, Fabio Wardley promoted to WBO champion. Um, Usyk, I don't know what his reasoning is. Honestly, I don't really care. He's gonna honestly, no matter who it is, unless it's Caballel, I see he's the only guy, and maybe Wardley of a chance of knockout, but anything else, there's no way Usyk is not going to become a three-time undisputed world champion or undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. So, Joseph Parker apparently stuck in some was snorting some blow before the Wardley fight. He's been popped. I'm not sure what's going on. Other news: Subriel Matias. He apparently today apparently he's popped for a banned substance, so now his fight with fucking Dalton Smith is now in jeopardy. Um, as from the Prop Boxing Podcast, as Kaya, as Kaya usually says, he usually goes, Kaya, yeah. Shout out my mate Kaya. Hey, shut up, Kaya. Shut up, mate. As they say on that podcast, big up Kaya. Got big up Kaya on that. Said that he calls him Mauricio Salami. Mauricio, I think it's Mauricio Suleiman or Salami, but he calls him Mauricio Salami, so I'm calling him Mauricio Salami. Said it's still not off yet, so. Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah. So, yeah, pretty good overall. What is this? Anyway, yeah. So Joseph Parker snorted. Um, he's in trouble. Serbian Matias. Hopefully that fight doesn't get scrapped, but we'll see. We got a ton of boxing fights for December. Some big fights for November. Zenas taking on Mabazaro. Or fucking Abbas, the WBA champion in Puerto Rico. So it's a massive fight for Zenas' career. He'll probably win them by knockout. So I don't know exactly. There's a bunch of other big fights coming up, and I'll struggle over them at the end of the year and wrap up. But good fights. And obviously we have the Ring 4 tomorrow. I just wanted to. This is a little boxing video to talk about. Obviously Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua. So be real quick, but yeah. I don't. I don't know what to say. I mean, I'm going to say this quickly, and people have talked about it ad nauseum at this point, so I'm not going to go too much into it. But if this is a real, legitimate, professional, as it says here, it says on this card, professional heavyweight bout. Jake Paul says, "You have to kill me. I'm ready to die." Okay. Jake Paul, I guarantee you, every single one of his fights, even the one with Nate Diaz. Now, maybe the Nate Diaz one was the only non-scripted because Nate would never script a fight. Nate's too much of a savage, but he could beat Nate Diaz in a boxing fight. So outside of a couple instances, I think almost every fight he's had has been some degree scripted or some degree fixed. The Bull and August fights for sure. Obviously, the Chavez fight, Mike Tyson, obviously. Um, so I just don't. I sort of agree with Kaya because I don't know if it's a fix, if it's going to be a decision, and Josh was going to go the distance of him, and people will believe it. I don't know, but the truth of the matter is, and Sonny mentioned this on the Pro Boxing Podcast this week. He mentioned that we will know if this is a real fight within the first. Johnny B said this too. We will know within the first minute or two if this is a real fight. If it goes into round one, and I would extend that to round two or three. If it goes into round four, it's fake. There's a chance that because Joshua hasn't fought in a while, he might just give Jake one or two rounds, to really time a good shot in the third or fourth. So I could see Anthony Joshua not doing anything for the first two rounds, and then round three knocking him out. But if I get to the fourth or fifth, 1,000,000%, it's a fixed fight, and it's a Fugazi. So yeah, there you go. There you go. I mean, yeah. Um, that's how we'll know. That is how we will know if this fight's real. Um, and I talked about this Vizier, earlier this week. Is it possible that Jake Paul could actually win this in a fair fight? I don't know. I'd like to think no. I like to think Joshua's hasn't fallen that far off. I know he's lost to Dubois, but Dubois is still a top 10 heavyweight in my opinion, and universally recognized as such. So I don't know. That's the thing. Uh, I really don't know right now in terms of how this is going to play out. If it ends up being canceled, then we know it was fake. If this is really a true legit fight, and I don't know why Jake has the Puerto Rican flag. Just because he lives there doesn't mean he should have the flag. That doesn't mean that. Just because you live there and you probably speak Spanish and stuff doesn't mean that you should get fucking fuck out of here. That's stupid. Puerto Rican should be ashamed that they allow him to do that personally. But um, yeah, we'll see in the first minute or two, first two rounds. We'll know if it's real or not. Because Joshua should go in there and knock him out. And Eddie Hearn saying it's real, and Eddie Hearn saying this because the whole thing is, let's say it goes to 5 or 6 or 7, and it's a decision after 8. What's Eddie gonna say? Oh, Jake Paul proved he's a real. No, Eddie, you can't say. He's gonna say that because that's gonna be his only response in response to a Joshua decision or a Paul decision, God forbid, of a fixed fight. Um, and Eddie will put on a face and will lie as he's done before in the media, but this would be the worst one where he goes, "Hey man, Jake Paul, he fought really good, and maybe he's better than we thought." No. Is there a slight, minuscule, tiny chance, like microscopic chance, that Anthony Joshua is gonna be old and slow, and is gonna look like 48 years old, and Jake Paul looks amazing? I guess, but no, just no. Um, because yeah, Joshua could kind of do nothing for 3 or 4 rounds and then knock him out, but Joshua should knock him out in rounds 1 or 2. If it gets to 3 or 4, this fight's most likely, if not certainly, a fraud. It would be considered a fraud. So, yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I wanted to talk about Jake Paul and Joshua. I will obviously go over it briefly when it happens on December 19th. I'll honestly just make a video saying it's happening, blah, blah, blah. If it was real, here's how Jake could maybe survive, but, you know, who knows? And this is the problem. It's great for casual boxing. For guys like me and the prop boxing guys in Rummy's corner, it sucks. And I feel bad for fucking Rummy because he can't go on his channel. We talked about it. He can't go on his channel. He mentioned a little bit about, but he can't go on his channel because he's a DAZN. Now Prop Boxing Podcast is, they're also a DAZN partner, but Rummy's Corners is a ring partner, and I'm sure the ring has has some sort of finger in this fight. So Rummy probably can't say what maybe he doesn't agree with us. I don't know. I think that's this. I think that Jake Paul is a legitimate mid-level cruiserweight. Like when I say mid-level, if I went to, let's just say, the cruiserweight rankings, if I just go back to the fucking box rec, right? When I went to cruiserweight on box rec, I don't know where he is on here. He's a oh, and someone said, hey, and someone said that oh yeah, would Jake Paul have a chance against Vidal Riley? No chance. No chance. I think that the guy that Vidal Riley beat, Nathan Corliss, who I don't think is a good cruiserweight, 30 years old, 14-2. I think he beat. He's at 14 wins with no knockouts. He'd be a good fight for Jake Paul to see where he's at cruiserweight. But I mean, come on, dude. Oh my God, Firat Urslan's still fighting. The guy's 55. What the hell? He's yeah. So he's fighting bums. He's fighting bums in Germany. Okay. His last loss was Kevin Urena 5 years ago for the ABL Cruiserweight title. It's funny. Yeah. Wow, kind of crazy. Can't believe Firat Arslan is still fighting. 55 years old. The guy just quit. He's gonna kill himself in the ring. Come on, Boxer. What are you doing here? But yeah, I don't know where. I'm trying to see if Jake Paul's. Why is Zerto ranked above Jaya Pataya on here? I completely disagree with that, but okay. I completely disagree with that, but whatever. Um, like for instance, the Durden Uladaj guy who just won the IBO cruiserweight title. He would beat Jake Paul within. He might not knock him out, but he definitely beat him. Is he even on here, Jake Paul? I'm trying to see if he's actually on this top 50. I hope not, but he might be. Because you never know. All right, so for instance, Marcus Brown, right? Marcus Brown, former. I don't think he ever won a world title, did he? Well, he fought. He fought G. Pascal, Battle Jack. He fought better, be ever lost, but good fighter. Uh, I can't find him on here. Doesn't really matter. Whatever. But kind of crazy though. Wow. Where's Joshua all the way down here? What the hell? Okay, hold on. I'm trying to go on BoxRec to find where the hell Joshua is ranked. Heavyweight. Oh, he's inactive. Yeah, he's in fought since Dubois. That makes sense. Um, but yeah, there it is. Jake Paul, 12-1. What's he ranked at cruiserweight? 74 on BoxRec. If you look at the two real fighters he fought Andre August 10-10-1, 10-1-1, who since that he hasn't fought, he has not had a fight since then. So he cashed out his career, which I'll give him credit. He cashed out. Ryan Borland, who it looks like Mickey Mouse. I mean, the guy's kind of he's crap. He's 17-2 when he fought him. I mean, his only is he just it's so hard to he isn't a good fighter because he's been knocked out by bums and cans, and most of his wins are decisions that he barely wins against bums. So he was never a good fighter. He fought this guy Jose Hernandez, who was kind of crap. Um, I mean, he's fought nobody, so he was also pretty much a can, and Jake Paul knocked him out. He fought two cans, pretty much, and they all got killed. Um, yeah, and the only like sort of legit fight maybe is the Tommy Fury fight. That was split decision, and I don't know about that. It's just crazy, man. The fact this guy is. It's wild, dude. It's just so wild. Um, Crazy, man. Crazy shit. God damn, I love Mike Perry. He's awesome. He's on here on the BKFC stuff. Um, yeah. Why don't we have a boxing fight? 2015. Yeah, pretty cool. They have boxing fights on there from these guys. Yeah, I mean Chavez Jr. That was fixed. Tyson fixed. So, um, yeah, whatever. I'm just sitting here thinking why. And the truth is, yes, if this is somewhat fixed or something, and it's not whatever it is, then guess what? It does hurt Joshua's legacy. It does hurt Joshua's legacy a lot, actually. Especially if he doesn't get the other stuff, the Fury fight. Talking about some other, there's rumors that Ryan Garcia is close to fighting Mario Barrios. I don't know how the fuck it's happening after he loses to Rolly Romero, but who knows? Welterweight's cooking right now, man. We got some good stuff. Connor Ben's gonna come back down. Hopefully, if I lose Crocker, that's gonna be a really good fight. And obviously Brian Norman Jr., Devin Haney. Um, I want, as I mentioned the other night on the preview video, I want Devin Haney to lose so bad, but we'll see. All right, guys, that's gonna do it. I've been staring at the screen trying to find stuff for too long. My name is Jake. Thanks for watching, and remember, the greatest fighters always leave it all in the final round. See you guys.